Hello. My name is Jhona, and this is JhonaOhEmGee. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review on Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 7, Episode 1. So let's go ahead and get started. So we start this beginning scene off with a picnic with the OGs, so to say. So the girls that have been there since Season 1. So we have Karen, Gizelle, Robin, and Ashley. Hopefully, my initial thoughts, hopefully Robin has some kind of storyline this season. I mean, for the past couple seasons, it's been pretty much a bore or something with her and Juan. I just want something else. I hope she gives a little bit more this season. We kind of know what Ashley's storyline is going to be, so we'll get into that. Actually, now that I think about it, Karen hasn't really had a storyline either. Most of Karen's storyline has just been her fights with Gizelle, so we'll see if more is to come with that. Actually, now that I think about it, Gizelle hasn't really had a storyline. Okay, so I need the OGs to kind of step it up a little bit this season. Or we don't know. You might not. You might need to be looking for another job soon. But anyway, so we start the scene off. They're going to a picnic. Ashley comes in with this blue blazer. I love that blue blazer on Ashley. So I don't know if Ashley's stepping up the style game or not this season. We'll see. Jury's still out on Gizelle. She came with this cream number from head to toe. I don't know if she's getting a stylist. Hope so. Fingers crossed, people. It's not that hard to pull off cream on cream. So like I said, jury's still out. So we'll see as the season develops more if she got a stylist or not. So the bulk of this conversation was kind of centered around Mia and her social media posts. Mia posted on Instagram about having to go to Johns Hopkins Cancer Center because she was told that she had cancer, but then later on came back and said she doesn't have cancer. So of course that created some confusion. You know, Gizelle gonna call it out like, wait, do you got cancer? Do you not have cancer? And I'm with Gizelle almost, because you really don't play with cancer. I wouldn't even float that word around or that I'm going to a cancer treatment center unless somebody actually called and told me that I was going to, that I had cancer, so to say. So we'll hear more about that from Mia later on in the episode. But you know, Gizelle's gonna call it out, child. Of course, they want to talk about the elephant in the room, and that is Ashley potentially, and I say potentially because as you watch the episode, you know why we'll say that, and we're gonna talk about it. Potentially divorcing Michael. So she does say, Gizelle asks her, like, hey, are you planning on divorcing Michael? She was like, well, yeah, but of course they have to be separated for a year first. Which I didn't know that. I mean, I'm not married, so how would I know that information, that you have to be separate for a year? But I guess it depends on the state. So they're in Virginia. So state of Virginia, you have to be separated for at least a year before you can actually go through the divorce process. So she says that she is, you know, separating Michael, and they're headed for a divorce. But she later on reneges on that statement. So I don't know. But Ashley knew what she signed up for, because she knew she got with Michael only for the money, because I really can't see any other reason why she would be with Michael if it's not for the money. I mean, any other reason why she would be with Michael. I mean, he been going around the past couple seasons grabbing men's booty. Like, what is Michael doing? So we already know Michael kind of been on the sketch scene. So like I said, I don't know what other reason Ashley could have been with Michael other than the money. But and she, like I said earlier, she really hasn't had a storyline in a couple years. So this divorce is going to be the bulk of her storyline. I can already see. All right, so next scene, we have Candace and her husband, Chris. They're at the doctor's office. Candace will be starting the IVF treatment with freezing her eggs. They didn't really say why they're not actively trying to have a baby now. Or did they mention it? And maybe I missed it, but well, she did mention that she's been really busy. Like, she's been opening up for SWV and Faith Evans and someone else, she said. And she's re-releasing her album Deep Space. I listened to a couple songs on the album. They're pretty good. I mean, she really has a good sounding voice. I think, well, child, I ain't no music producer, so let me not give my 2 cents. I ain't never made a song in my life. But I think she can do more with the music scenes, but that also may require a bigger budget, so we don't know. But you know, go girl for opening up for SWV and Faith Evans, and I cannot remember the third person she said, or if I made up a third person in my mind, but good for her. So Chris is now the general manager at some hotel in Washington or Virginia or Potomac or wherever it is. And I was thinking to myself, is Chris not a chef anymore? Like, when did he get into the management business? I guess because he was managing Candace's career last season, that he's now all of a sudden fit for a manager. Granted, I don't know his past jobs. He could have been in that scene before, but I felt like it came out of left field because he was just doing his like social media chef stuff. Is he the chef at the hotel? But she said GM, so general manager, right? So, child, anyway, so she's complaining about him, you know, working all these late hours. He ain't getting home until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, so she wants them to have a consistent schedule. But I'm like, y'all should have had that conversation before he even took the job. Like, I'm sure they told him how inconsistent the hours were going to be working at a hotel. So y'all should have definitely had that conversation about him taking the job, or if he should take the job, if you're going to have a problem with the amount of hours he working. Now, granted, Chris could be doing his own thing, staying out late till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, but if it's just the job, I feel like they should have been had that conversation. So next we have Robin, and another OG is now coming on the scene. She's just going to be a friend of, I think, or is she? Was she on the poster in the red? Ooh, I can't remember. But we have Shanice, who we recognize for a couple of the earlier seasons. So Robin still giving quite boring with her outfits and scenes and delivery. I'm like, oh, Robin, spice it up somewhere, girl. Oh, I just be so bored during her scenes. That whole scenes with her and Shanice, I was really bored, even though she was talking about, you know, X and One. Oh, child. Her and One still don't have a date for their wedding. I'm like, what are we doing? Why even propose on camera? Because you know people are going to ask, hey, when's the wedding? When's the wedding? When's the wedding? That's what people ask regular folks. When's the wedding? Y'all on this big platform, you know all eyes are going to be on you on when this wedding. Now, granted, yeah, do what you want to do in your time. Of course, you know, can't nobody force you to get married, but what is going on with Juan and Robin? I don't know about them two. I feel like, I don't know. I honestly don't even see the love connection between them anymore, but my 2 cents. Okay, so next scene we move on to Mia. Ooh, I don't know about Mia. She doesn't give authenticity to me. Like, every time she speaks, I'm having to side eye her. Like, girl, are you being real? Like, even her interactions with her mom and her family, I'm like, ooh, she's so fake and phony. It just feels fake and phony. I don't know. Sometimes people just probably put on for the camera, and that may be her instance, that she's just putting on for the camera. But ooh, she just feels so fake and phony, and I don't know what other way to put it than I just don't feel her authenticity when she reads, how she reads on the camera. But anyway, Mia has finally moved to Potomac. Don't ask me where she lived before Potomac. Not a clue. I know she was living in like a condo or a penthouse kind of thing. But she now has a house that she's renting next or in the same neighborhood as Karen. And so they had a little get together at her house with all her family and stuff. And I'm not sure what the occasion was. It may have been a housewarming. And we see Gordon. I'm pretty sure I've seen that shirt Gordon had on 17 times. I mean, does he have another shirt? Am I tripping? Is that not the same shirt from last season? Granted, okay, I can wear the same clothes over again, but yeah, I don't think we gonna notice that y'all got on the same clothes. Granted, I could be wrong, but it looked like some of the same shirts from last season, unless he just loved that style of crazy print button down long sleeve shirts. And I'm like, Gordon, I didn't see that shirt 17 times. Please, let's update the wardrobe, please, okay? I hope you got the coin for it, right? Let's hope. We don't know. Anyway, So me and mom asked her, like how everything is going. Obviously talking about her health. I don't even know what else she would have been talking about because we know, from the Instagram posts and, granted, if you having a cancer scare, that's a big deal. Everybody gonna be concerned about your health, right? Mia when her mom asked her, her face was like she didn't know what her mom talking about. Like, what are you talking about? Her mom was like, about your results, and then she snapped back out of it, like, oh yeah, let me fabricate this story some more. I'm not saying that she fabricating it. I'm just saying that's the way it read on screen. Like she just didn't know what her mom was talking about at all when her mom asked her, and she just had to snap back into it like, oh yeah. Like, girl, you what? That was weird to me. So again, to my point, she doesn't feel authentic at times on camera. Like it really feels like every story is something made up. And I'm like, oh girl, how you gonna keep up with the lies? How do you keep up with the lies? So Wendy's still a professor, even though she doesn't pretty much want to be, but she's still a professor. And she's still doing the candle line. So that's good that she was able to kind of keep that up. And Lord, come on the scene. She meeting at bar 1 with Peter Thomas. I'm like, look at Peter trying to get a check over here in Potomac. Why in the world are you meeting with Peter Thomas? Why do y'all even know each other? I mean, other than Bravo, how in the world you know Peter know you, and y'all finna do business together? You know him well enough to do business with him? Because the way Wendy made it seem is like, oh, she was in some restaurant, I guess bar 1, and he overheard her conversation about open up a Nigerian lounge. He's like, yeah, I'm on board. But I'm like, do you know this man well enough to go into business with him? Ooh. Question mark. Peter on there just for a little check. Peter loved reality TV when he was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, baby. You couldn't tell me Peter didn't love being on TV. I'm like, a library lounge? Not just looking like a library. She wanted it to be open for kids from 2 to 4. I'm like, girl, no. No. I'm glad you talked it over with Peter so he can tell you that is a terrible idea. Side note, I went to a bar one time where I currently live, and out of nowhere, of course, I'm having a couple drinks, couple of cocktails with my friends. Out of nowhere enters children into this bar. I mean, like an arm baby, like a 1 or 2 year old coming in the bar. And it was like 8, 9 o'clock at night at this point. I'm like, it instantly like just changed my entire mood. I'm like, I don't want to be partying with little kids at no bar. Like, no way. That I wouldn't even be able to fully enjoy myself, because I'm like, little kids are present. How I'm gonna twerk with your little kid over there looking at me? I didn't like it. Lounge doesn't really seem like her scene. Like, I mean, I guess now that she got the new body, she's trying to rebrand herself. But what I would do is kind of what she mentioned last season, is kind of redevelop that line. She wanted to do the candle line. She wanted to become like the Nigerian or black Martha Stewart. I remember her mentioning that last season. So I'm like, girl, I would just rebrand that, or scale that up more. Do the candle line. She mentioned towels. Like, go ahead and do that, and that could probably bring you some extra revenue if you have different products and services or whatever. But the lounge just doesn't seem like Wendy's scene. Like, when I look at Wendy, I don't think cocktail lounge. Nene can do that, because Nene kind of that girl. Nene OG reality, and Nene fun. And I'm not saying Wendy not fun. Well, yeah, I'm saying Wendy not fun. Okay, so next we see Ashley visiting her mom, Sheila, her uncle, Lundy, uncle. And then she brings the kids over there. I'm a speed right on through this. Her uncle hit the nail on the head. Her uncle hit it. Her uncle said, what kind of life are you living, Ashley? What kind of life are you living? Ashley is now separating, leading to divorce. So she told Giselle, right? Separating, leading to divorce. But she trying to buy a house with Michael. Girl, what? Where they do that at? Where? What? You trying to buy a house with the man that you finna divorce? She's saying they're gonna open up a business, open up an LLC, and then buy the house in the LLC. So Michael can still have stake in your house, girl. I guess she feel like, oh, well, this is gonna be the house that my kids are in. I wouldn't have no part. So this will make me side eye Ashley, like, girl, is this divorce story just as I stated, just for a storyline, or are you actually leading to divorce with Michael? Because now it just don't make sense. Because I ain't never, and some of the ladies also had these same sentiments. I ain't never heard of nobody trying to get a divorce, actively divorcing, separating, or whatever. Even if you're not divorced yet, even if you are at the stage she is separation, if you're at separation, you gonna go buy a house with the man you're trying to get separated from? Child, please. Please. I think it's a storyline, but we'll see. We'll see where that goes, but I said it here first. I think it's just Ashley's storyline because Ashley got a good thing with Michael going on. Plus, she's mentioned that her prenup is, I don't know if it's like null and void after 5 years. So she's trying to figure that whole thing out. So I'm like, if it's null and void, are you going to be getting any money from this divorce? If not, you better stay yourself married to Michael Darby. Unfortunately, because can you live the same lifestyle with just your Potomac check and 2 little boys? I don't know. Granted, I'm not telling nobody to stay in no toxic relationship, but child, if you're not getting anything from that divorce, I don't know. Granted, but I don't like Michael. I probably would divorce him. I just don't like him. He's so sketch. His every movement is so sketch. You don't even have a lawyer yet. You trying to get divorced from him or separated? You don't have to file. You don't need a lawyer to file for separation. I guess not, but I mean, shouldn't you want one? Ooh. I mean, you got the money for it, right? So shouldn't you want a lawyer? Child. I'm not finna let Ashley stress me out with this whole Michael and divorce business. I'm moving on past that. Wasn't much else on there. So Karen is hosting a spring fling, spring into summer, spring into fall. No, girl, spring, summer, September. Whatever kind of a party. So she sends these invitations in the mail, and there are real tacos in there. And I'm like, girl, why would you send real tacos in the mail? And then Robin ate it. I'm like, ooh, girl, you eat anything. What's that girl say? Low vibrational. I was like, why would she send real tacos in the mail? But I guess it was cute. But I would have did like a little gummy taco or something like a. But I mean, I'm a kid at heart. I would do something fun and playful like that. But that's me, Karen, almost 60. So, child, that's her lane, I guess. A Scarlett is back. I'm surprised she's back. She was a friend of the show last season. I'm surprised she's back. A Scarlett gave really, really cute fashions last season. So I'm glad she's back in that aspect. I think she's gonna make the girls kind of turn up their fashions this season. Hopefully Giselle. Hopefully Robin too. Everybody be talking about Giselle's fashions, like in the, media and stuff. Robin don't be coming through. Y'all don't never talk about Robin. Robin fashions don't be hidden at all. I mean, granted, I'm not no fashionista, but I'm also not on a public platform. Well, I guess you can count this, but I also ain't got the coin they do. Let me say that. So they can afford a stylist. Anyway. Skylar's back. I thought she was going to be a one and done because she didn't really bring that much other than the fashions. She didn't really bring that much last season. But she's back, so maybe there's more to come. And I think we're going to see a lot from Mia's best friend. I couldn't remember her name, but They showed a little like kind of backstory scene with her and Mia, and then she came to Karen's party, the spring into summer spring fling party. Um, so I feel like we're probably gonna see a little bit more of Mia's friend this season. She's probably gonna be another friend of. I got my eye out for her. Oh, child, Wendy came in and she wanted to, girl, she almost like beeline to Giselle, or that's how they edited it. Rather, she like beeline to Giselle. Giselle was sitting at the bar talking to somebody. And I guess she tried to hug her. Giselle was like, no, 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 no. No hugging, no touching. Which I'm kind of like Giselle, like, girl, you were talking bad about me last season. But Giselle be talking bad about folks too, but I guess Giselle, one thing I do like about Giselle really not with the fake stuff. She really not with the fake stuff. Like, if we didn't clear the air and we still not in a good space, don't come up to me fake trying to be all huggy and being my friend and stuff. Girl, we not like that here. Don't try to fake it for the cameras. Don't hug me. Don't touch me if we not in no good space. Especially if we not even cordial, if we didn't reconcile anything, But I was too tickled at Giselle, and she stood on her toes too on it, like, do not hug me, don't touch me, But I was so, I was just kind of tickled by Wendy, because she was really kind of like taken aback too, like, well, you're not gonna hug me, but she should know Giselle not with that face up, and especially I don't think after the reunion last season, I don't think they got back in a good space or resolved their issues. So, and I guess they haven't talked since then either, because Giselle was like, don't come over here with the face stuff. I was too tickled. I screamed. I really did. So we ended the episode with Giselle questioning me about her social media, about mentioning, cancer and stuff. So using the word cancer in her post. And like I said, I wouldn't personally use the word cancer unless a doctor did call me up and say that, hey, you have cancer. But to that point, Mia did say that a doctor called her. Well, she didn't say a doctor. She said someone, maybe a nurse. Someone called her and said that she does have lymphoma. So I don't know. That may be true. I would really, really hope nobody, storyline or not, nobody would lie about cancer or lymphoma or about their health like that. Like, I would hope. You can make up any other storyline. I'm okay if Ashley making up the storyline about the divorce. I'm okay with that. I mean, because it's, it'll make for good TV. But lying about your health, ooh, the cancer word, ooh, you don't throw that around. So I would hope Mia is not lying. I don't believe she is, but to my earlier statement, sometimes it's hard to believe Mia. Like, she just she doesn't really come off as authentic, so it's hard to believe Mia. So, but I would hope nobody would do that. I am gonna say nobody has done that. However, Real Housewives of Orange County, what's that girl name? She was dating, Brooks. He did lie about cancer, and I thought that was crazy, but that's over there. I think kind of unspoken rule, Black people know not to play about cancer. I hope. And that's where it ended. It ended on a to be continued. So we didn't get a snippet of what's to come in the season. We did get like a preseason preview. So kind of know a couple things. So jury's still out. I am excited about this season. Hopefully we don't have a lot of the same kind of colorism issues that we've had in past seasons. So hopefully they have mended those fences, and we can just deal with the drama at hand, okay? Karen doesn't seem to have a storyline this season. Robin's storyline, I guess, is going to be about the prenup. That's not enough for me. That's not enough for me, Robin. That's not enough. You haven't been holding your weight in these past couple of seasons. You haven't been holding your weight. I mean, it's not like we wedding planning or nothing. That could have been your storyline, wedding planning, but you ain't even got no date. Don't think Giselle gonna have a storyline, but Giselle know how to keep herself in the mess with everybody, so it kind of works for her. Candace's storyline probably gonna be some with her and Chris. Who else we got? Wendy in this stupid idea of a lounge that I don't see why she doing it. It just don't seem like her lane, but you go, girl. Who else? Again, I don't know. I can't remember if Shanice is going to be a friend of or she's actually a part of the cast. So we'll see where it goes. But that is it for this episode, season 7, episode 1. Thank you so much for tuning in. Join me back here next week for episode 2. Bye.